Hello everyone, I'm Alison with Continental Bead Suppliers. Thank you so much for joining me. Jayne and Filigree Necklace is an eclectic composition of multiple elements. We'll explore the creation of a chain with the beautiful Byzantine chainmaille weave and connect it to our fabulous stainless steel cable chain by mixing metal colours together, and with the addition of some stone beads we'll create an edgy necklace with a nod to a classic design by incorporating our beautiful filigree connector. For Jayne and Filigree Necklace we will be using one filigree connector. The part number is K1SHG. Approximately 10 inches of our stainless steel cable chain. The part number is CH-116SS. It's divided into one 5-inch length, one 3.5-inch length, and one 6-link length. One 15mm textured round link connector. The part number is K47. One 12x7mm lobster clasp. The part number is C902. Three 20-gauge 2-inch head pins. The part number is H/P2. 116 18-gauge SWG, which is 1.2mm, 5 32nd-inch bright aluminium jump rings. Three 6mm beads. I'm using a dyed banded agate here. Two pairs of flat nose pliers, one pair of round nose pliers, and a flush cutter. So we're going to begin our Byzantine chain by opening 57 of our jump rings. So each one of these has already been opened, and I'm going to take the first one and attach it to the loop, this end loop of our filigree connector, and close that up. And it's important with this to make sure that the jump rings are closed completely. This will just make for a much neater finish, and you won't be catching the chain once we've made it on items of clothing. So next we're going to pick up another jump ring and slip it through this one that we've already attached, close that up. And then we're going to take another jump ring, and we're going to do what's called doubling this second ring that we've put on. So this is going to be sitting just next to the one that we already added. And we'll close that up. Like that, so you can see that we have the two rings there. So we have a single ring and then two rings sitting together. Pick up another ring. And slip this ring through the two previous rings, so both of them together. And then we're going to double this ring. So it's going to be sitting right next to the previous one that we just added. Make sure that that's closed nicely. So now we have a single, a double, and a double. So this is the first part of the just creating this little bit of the weave. So these last two rings that we opened up, we're going to split apart, and then you'll see the two rings that are inside. We're going to split them apart. So it's almost like opening the flower petals, and you'll see that there's two rings inside. Let me bring that there. I'm going to pick up another ring, and we're going to slip this ring under the two exposed rings here. Like that. So let me just see if I can zoom this in for you to see. So you can see that it's just directly underneath there. I'm going to close this ring now. And then I'm going to double this ring. So the next ring that I'm going to attach is going to slip under those same two rings that are in there. Hopefully you can see where that's just gone in. I'll close this up. Just like that. So really all we're going to be doing is adding sets of 2 rings here. I'm going to pick up another ring, and these 2 rings here will be threaded onto that one that I've just picked up. I'm going to double this ring. Fasten that up. So you can see what's beginning to happen here. So I've got 2 rings here and 2 rings here. I'm going to add another set of 2 rings. This is such a pretty weave. It's pretty straightforward once you get the hang of it, and it's just so effective. So let's close that one up. So once again I'm going to double this ring, so I'll pick up another ring here and slide it into the 2 rings there. Close that up. So again, just so that you can see what we've got going on here. So I've now got 3 sets of 2 rings. So 1 set here, 1 set on the top, and another set of 2 here. So this last one we have to open up again, just like we did on the other end. So open it apart like that, and it exposes the 2 rings on the inside. Then we're going to split those apart. You can do this with your pliers if you want. Sometimes fingers work well. And you can see those 2 exposed rings there again. We're going to pick up another jump ring and go under those 2 rings again. So hopefully you can see that. And we're going to close that. I'm going to pick up another ring to double this ring. So again, it's going under those 2 rings that were exposed there, sitting next to the one that we just put on. So now we've created the first 2 rings of our next set of 3. So I'll pick up another open ring and slip this through these 2. I'm going to double this ring by picking up another ring here and sliding it through the 2 rings. So now we've got 2 sets of 2, one here and one here. We have to make the 3rd set of 2, so pick up another ring and it'll go through those last 2 rings. to double this ring by picking up another single ring. Close that up. So once again we have 3 sets of 2 rings, so one here, and one here. So this last set of 2 rings again we're going to open, spread that apart there, then we're going to open these 2 in the center and just fold that one back again, and we've exposed the rings right in the middle there. And then we just begin again. So I'll put these next 2 rings in for you, and then I'll continue on and come back when I finish this length. So that's the first ring. And here's the second one. And you can see how pretty this Byzantine link is. So I'll be right back as soon as I've finished the last rings that I have here. So here I've finished the length of Byzantine here, used 57 rings, and I'm going to make another length, which is going to be coming up this other side here. So it's just done exactly the same way. You'll start off with a single ring attached to this loop of the filigree, and then we'll work our way along, again using 57 rings. I'll come back once that's done. So here I have the 2 lengths of Byzantine finished, and I had 2 rings left over, so it's 2 lots of 57 rings. Next thing I'm going to do is to attach this little piece into the stainless steel chain that we've got here. So we're going to begin by first attaching the 6 link length of the stainless steel chain to one end of the Byzantine here. So these links all open, So it's a little bit stiff, so take a good grip with your pliers and just open that enough to slip the two rings on the end through the stainless steel cable chain link here. So it's just going to sit like that, and then carefully close this up. So there we go. So that's attached onto there. Now I'm going to open the last link on this 6 link length so that I can put the gold ring in. So it's just going to sit here. This just adds such a pretty detail with the satin finish here. So let's close that up like that. Then I'm going to attach the 3.5 link length to the other side of the gold ring here. I need to open that a little bit further. Close that up carefully. There we go. So you can see this is coming together nicely. On this other end here, we're going to attach this other length of the stainless steel chain. So let's open that ring up. So that goes into the 2 last rings of the Byzantine that we were making. Carefully close this up again. Okay. And I always turn the piece around here so that we can attach the clasp on, because this is how I'm going to be picking the piece up to put it around my neck. So I'm right-handed. I'm going to be putting the lobster clasp onto the right-hand side here. So I'll just take one of the leftover aluminium rings and pop it onto the last link of, let's make sure that that link is closed, of the stainless steel. There we go. So just slip that through the last link and put the lobster claw on, like that. And then we'll attach the last ring here onto this last link of the cable chain. So that's this part done. Now this looks fabulous just the way it is, just simple. And you don't even have to have anything on this last ring, because the loop here just seems to tie in very nicely with the filigree decoration here. But of course I have to add a little something to it. So we're going to create some open loops with these banded agates. So let me just find my other pliers here. So I'm going to thread on a little 6mm bead. I can see the hole, there we go. So to create an open loop, I just bend the wire down to form a 90-degree angle there. I'm going to trim this down. Just snip that off. Take my round nose pliers, and I do still have a little bit of a mark on here, so I'm going to use that as my reference point. Just form a nice little loop here. So there's a an open loop. Going to do the same with these other two remaining beads. These are so pretty, such a gorgeous colour. Trim this down to about 1 centimetre or 1/2 inch. Let's do the last one. So remember, I just use my nail to make the bend there. So we've got our 3 open loops here. So take the flat nose pliers. Seems I've got 2 lighter ones and a slightly darker one, so I think that'll work out quite nicely. I'll use the darker one for the center drop here. So just open this up and slip it onto the this last little loop here. Just make sure that's closed nicely. And then these other 2 I'm going to place on the just kind of up one on this little scroll work. So there's a little bit of a drop that's going to form here. So not this first piece, but the second one on either side. We'll place that. So just attach this in here. And the last one. So here we have chain and filigree necklace finished. So pretty. A little bit of movement with the stones on the end here. Byzantine weave that we created. And another little gold detail. So there we go. We hope you enjoyed this video. Please give us a thumbs up and make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. As always, we love to hear from you. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time.